Jonty, another sun-drenched evening at the Ortis Rec. I say another like we've had a load in the last few weeks. We really haven't. But training this evening, how did it go? How are you looking forward to Sunday?
Yeah, we had a decent little session. We didn't have great numbers, but we got through what we needed to get through. We put a bit of our day right from the weekend, which was much needed, and just done a bit of team run. So yeah, it was decent.
You mentioned there put defence right about Sunday. I think everyone was quite disappointed after the game, after being sort of 14-0 up, the way it sort of fizzled out, especially that second half. You've had a chance obviously to look back at the game. I imagine more than once. You'll have had a few opportunities. What have you taken back from that video review?
Yeah, it was just another one of them games. The last 4 games, Jordan, we've been in command and leads and then let them slip. The one we got back was Dewsbury. We're doing it against Bradford, we're doing it against Doncaster. Well, in fact, we're doing it against Widnes, and now we've done it to the extreme against Halifax, and that was the most disappointing one. The other teams, we showed a bit of grit, a bit of determination, and they got over the line. But on Sunday against Halifax, we were disappointed how we were, and it wasn't great. But again, people don't know. Obviously, Jamie, we didn't have an 18th man. Jamie went down in the warm up, so Jamie's been good for us at 9. So Newton's playing big minutes again. Jammer did go on, he shouldn't have done. He's in a brace for at least 8 weeks, 9 weeks, I would imagine now, if not longer. And I didn't know till we got there. Hugh Worthington had been ill all night, and Hugh was on the pitch about 10 minutes, where the week before he was our best player, and he played about 65 minutes. So that does take a bit out of us defensively, not having them interchanges and not having that 18th man. So, but that aside, our front on day at times and our edge day wasn't good enough, and Halifax ripped us a new one. So we've got to put that right, and obviously away at Fev, another big ask, another team that's going well, not as well as they were last year, but they're still up there, and they're a good squad. We played them down here. We were looking to get a win, but I think they've got a few players back since then. Obviously, so going down there is going to be a tough ask, mate. It really is.
You mentioned all the adversity that you had. Obviously, Jamie Dorden shouldn't have played. Obviously, going down with no 18th man. I didn't know that. You've just mentioned Hugh had been ill. All that adversity, you'd still expect your lads to stand up and put a better performance in, as they did in sort of the best 20-25 minutes.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know the state of the squad, but you're totally right, Jordan. Whatever comes up against, I don't look for excuses. I don't look to blame the referee. I don't look to blame the state of the pitch. Whatever, it's what we do, and when we do things well within games, and when we do, I think that was possibly our worst 40 for a long time in this season, in that second half, when we don't do things right, and it was our defence was woeful at times. For the first time in a long time, we were erring and then conceding the next set. We haven't done that for a long time. We've done about 4 or 5 times on Sunday, and we just went in our shell, and we didn't put. First defensive set, like you said on Sunday, in the second half was credible. It was 30 minutes in. I think we looked to play shape in yardage, come off our line most of the time. But on Sunday in the second half, there was one set we'd done that, and I showed them on video. We put a few things right, and lads on what was going wrong in video on Tuesday. So yeah, I've changed me way I prepare for games this week a bit. I haven't done video on Featherstone because I want us to concentrate on the things we've done. Our game plan doesn't change a lot whoever we play against, just maybe different personnel. But so I wanted to make sure we get that nailed rather than bother about opposition, because that'll only come if we do the right thing anyhow. So that we've changed it up a bit this week.
You mentioned changing it up a bit this week. Obviously, you're going to go to Featherstone. It's going down to Post Office Road. Obviously, we already played them not that long ago up here at the Ortis Rec, and it was a very tight game on that afternoon. Probably one that you disappointed we didn't get the 2 points on. I remember speaking after the game, you were disappointed we didn't pick up the result. You mentioned they've had a few players. They've fetched a few players back since then. It's going to be a tough encounter down there, as they always are in the Championship.
Of course it is, mate. But the thing that you've got to look at the positives in things. They're not the Featherstone what they were last year, even the year before. I don't know what they are, 4th or 5th now, are they? Something like that. And they've lost 7 games, same as us, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's going to be easy at all, and we have got to be 100% for 80 minutes. They maybe need to be 80%, you know what I mean? So for everything to line up, but what I do need out of my lads is putting right last week, and that's a challenge for them this week. Yourselves or the fans that will travel down to Halifax, because we've got a lot of bad press, which we can't blame the fans after that second half. and we need to repay that faith that fans have got in us travelling down to Featherstone this week and put up a good show.
Some new faces that have come into the squad, AJ Wallace and Lenny Ellis coming in on a 2-week loan from Hull KR. We were hoping to announce that tomorrow, but Hull KR sort of beat us to it earlier on. So AJ Wallace, obviously, I believe, has been about the championship before, and we know what he's about. But sort of back rower, and he'll do a job for you there. Lenny Ellis comes in as a hooker. We've both been going well for Hull KR's reserve teams this season.
Yeah, they have. AJ's we've played a couple of times over the years for Bradford, and he's a good back row. Line run is a strong thing, and it's what we need. Obviously, there's a couple of niggles. I haven't finalised my squad yet, but we have got 18 this week, which is a bonus. So it's whoever's got the worst sort of injury, who's been playing with injuries, niggles and stuff. Whoever's the worst out of the 18 won't be playing, but them two lads will be playing. AJ will be in the back row, and Lenny will be probably off the bench. But they come with good raps. I spoke to Lenny's agent today, and he says it's a tough thing, and he's good round the ruck, and he said he'll do us a good job in championship. So that's music to Newt's ears, isn't it? With Jammer being injured, unfortunately, like I said, Jammer's going to be out for a bit. So we need that cover at 9, and Lenny will give us that.
And like you say, just a final word. Obviously, you said you want to repay the faith to the fans that made the trip to Halifax, and you'll be making a trip down to Featherstone. What can they expect to see from your side this weekend?
I'm hoping a much improved performance, Jordan, like which it needs to be. And we've said all along, I want to be, even if we're getting beat in games, I want us to be trying to the end and not getting 38 points unanswered. That isn't what I want to need to be this year, because as proved last year, points difference is massive. So we need to be in around every game. So just I've got to say there about the loan lads. I'd like to thank the vice presidents. They come in late last night. If it wasn't for the vice presidents last night, we wouldn't have had these lads over the line. So I'd just like to thank the vice presidents for that.
Here.